Hi, I have to put this out here. This is very important. I've been just sickened by the thoughts of my grandfather and what happened to him. He had gone in to get surgery for hip replacement. But before that, he had a surgery for a stent, to put a stent in his neck. And when he went to the first surgery, he had a response from the anesthesia that caused him to have like dementia type, response that was, or a reaction. And it was only temporarily. He took like 3 months for him to recover out of this. So I started looking up, information about it, and nobody believed me, of course. The second time he went through surgery for a hip replacement, he had the same response. And when he was in recovery at the rehab, they started drugging him with morphine. And that is not acceptable. Anyway, he started having the same response. Well, they took it as regular dementia. Basically, hospice forced themselves into the situation, as usual, because this is what's happened several times to us. And they basically drugged him until he died when he got back home. It was a temporary response. They didn't give him a chance to recover. And it took 3 months the first time for him to come out of it, almost. And it's just absolutely sickening to me. So I started looking up information about having reactions to anesthesia. And there are, of course, I did a screenshot. It won't download the information. For some reason, my silly phone is ridiculous. It will not. I can't pull the screenshot up and post it for you to show you. But look up information about having reactions to anesthesia, especially in the elderly. It says in one summary, it says that it can last up to 3 months, just as his did. So there are people that have been literally euthanized by hospice, and people right now that are getting surgery or having reactions to the surgery, to the anesthesia in the surgery. Nobody's talking about this. No doctors. I'm holding them accountable. I'm holding the medical field, the medical association accountable. I'm holding hospice accountable because this is disgusting. And the rehab that did this to my grandfather. Not only that, they also drugged a friend of mine, her brother. They were giving him morphine and stuff, and he was so drugged up, his oxygen fell off and he died because he couldn't breathe. This is unacceptable, and there is blatant irresponsibility here, and I'm gonna get this investigated. I'm disgusted by this, and the medical board, you have some explaining to do, and this needs to be investigated. This is ridiculous. They're not talking about this. They're not changing the anesthesia. There's people still going through this, so I'm going to ask anyone that has had this situation happen. I promise that's a mole. It's just bugging me because I was like, oh, it's showing it. It's not anything else. If somebody's had this happen to you or a loved one that is having a response to the anesthesia, has had surgery recently and they're acting different, do not call hospice. Do not get hospice involved. They will kill them. I am not kidding you. Do not get hospice involved. And if you do have that reaction, you need to tell the doctor, tell them what's happening, tell the anesthesiologist, and make a complaint, okay? Because they're killing people because of this. They didn't give my grandpa time to recover from this. And I also know of a woman that also had dementia-type symptoms that was in a rehab. Another time, they also did the same thing with her, hospice. In a rehab, you're not supposed to die from a hip replacement. Okay, this is why people are being killed after a hip replacement by hospice, because they are literally going through this. They're having a reaction to the anesthesia. Look up all the doctors' reports about reactions to anesthesia, and people, this is not acceptable. They're killing our parents, our grandparents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters. Okay, this is not okay, and they need to be held accountable. Hospice, the medical board, we're going to talk to I'm going to find somebody to talk to about this, and I'm going to look into getting an attorney, because what they did was so wrong to my grandfather. That was the best man there was. There was my dad, and Jesus, I'm serious. He was the sweetest and most wonderful man unlike anyone I've ever seen. And in the most kindest way. And I wish to God that he was here. He would be here, or would have been here longer if they wouldn't have done that. So, I'm just going to ask that y'all take a note of this. And if anybody has seen any responses that are different or changes in their grandparents, whoever, their family members that have had surgery, husbands, wives, please contact me. I want to get a list of people, and I want to get this exposed. This needs to be exposed. People need to know what's going on, because they're not telling anybody. They're not telling people. They're not changing the anesthesia. They're not telling people that they're very quiet about it, and it's not okay. So please contact me. My name is Lisa. It's GLISA 6532. I wish somebody would rather, just go ahead and email me. GLISA 6532 at gmail.com. I'll try to keep better about checking my emails. I'm not real good at it. So, I appreciate it. Or contact me on here. Just please let me know if you've had any bad responses to anesthesia. We need to get this taken care of and protect our elders and people that are going to get help and are being killed, being euthanized, literally. It's disgusting. I am disgusted with a lot of things that are going on in America. And there's got to be some changes really quick. It's going to happen. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank you. Take care of yourselves.